Hello and welcome to Uniko's 12 Days of Christmas Inspiration and Giveaways, Day 2, 2024, I should say. Hopefully you checked out Day 1, where we started on the Uniko blogspot with our traditional Christmas party, papercraft style use, and it's a linky party. So the idea is to create a new Christmas card featuring Uniko products and upload it to the linky and inspire each other. I know some of you are more organised than I am and you've probably finished your Christmas cards for 2024. But why not get a head start on next year and give some more of your supplies some love this festive season. I apologise, the cat has just jumped on my desk from coming in. It's wet outside, it's grey, it's dreary, and he's put a nice paw print on today's card. Anyway, let's talk about today. So it's Monday, it's miserable outside here in the northeast of England. I thought we would start off with some Christmas joy using Big and Bold Joy, which was released last month, November, and it features this wonderful Big Bold Joy sentiment and these accent sentiments and some lovely little images that will work wonderfully with it. So we're using this, and I have a little twist which I'll get to shortly. So this is the card that I shared on the blog today. I've used the Big and Bold Joy and I've embossed it, heat embossed it to make it nice and sparkly. I've used winter foliage for the holly, and the accent sentiment I actually used from Pure Florals Poinsettia, which was released last month as well. So those of you who know me and have followed me for a long time know that I am on the design team for Seven Hills Crafts, which is one of my favourite online craft shops for American brands. And Concord and Ninth is one of my favourite American brands, and they have this beautiful rainbow card front die, and I used it a while back. And obviously to create a rainbow, I had to die cut various colours of cardstock, but then I was left with lots of leftovers. So, of course, the crafter in me didn't get rid of them. And I thought that they would make a nice background, which I've done here. I've used various colours of cardstock, some Concord and Ninth. I think they're all Concord and Ninth actually. We've got the parsley, the oceanside, dragon fruit, I think that's pebble, the poppy, the honeysuckle, sorbet, buttercup and sprout. So I've just made a nice background, and I've added some variegated holly leaves. And yeah, it's just a cheerful card. And now I won't be able to send it because it has a muddy paw print on the card. The little monkey. You can probably hear him next to me, who's now just found my bowl. Oh no, it's the other one. Anyway, she's a monkey as well. And he's caught this one as well, which is the birthday card I made during release of Big and Bold Joy. Because I wanted to show how this set can be used for birthdays as well as Christmas, so it's not just focused. I know the sentiments are more Christmas orientated, but you can make a really joyful birthday card, and I paired it here with the happy birthday from Floral Vines, and it's just a cheerful card. This is another one where I've paired it with the foliage and just embossed, and with this lovely sparkle embossing powder for a simple Christmas card. This one was an ombre effect using, I think, ballet slipper poppy and cranberry, and I've accented with the leaf, the little foliage that's contained in the stamp set to make this fun card. And yes, I have fussy cut. Now, why have I chosen this one? Well, this is my inspiration for the card that I'm going to make on the video today. I made it a while ago, and I used the Christmas fork snowflake stencil, some lovely vellum, and then used a sentiment and, again, my favourite holly leaves from winter foliage. So this is my inspiration for my card today. And we've got a little spin. I have a little spin on the card. So I probably thought about it when I designed and I put together this Big and Bold Joy set, that it would pair with Big and Bold Thanksful. But when I did my cards for release, it didn't pop into my head. It only came after release, and I thought, oh, I'll save that idea and I'll do it during the 12 days of Christmas. So today I am going to be combining joy and full to make a joyful card. And I love happy sort of accidents like this, where I can combine two sets that I've designed to create something else. So that's what we're going to do today, and I'm inspired by this card. So I'm just setting those off to the side. I've got my Christmas fork snowflake stencil. As you can see, it is heavily stained with red ink, but it's turned pink. But there's nothing wrong, the stencil still works, that's absolutely fine. I've gone ahead and pre-cut some cardstock. This is Stampin' Up! Whisper White, just the normal thickness, and I've cut it to be 21 by 10.5 centimeters to be a DL size card. And I put some temporary adhesive on the back just to secure it to my workspace. And we've got our stencils, so we're going to have to join it along a little bit to make it fit a DL size card. So I'm just placing the stencil, and then I'm going to secure it with some Scotch tape onto my work surface, and then we're just going to simply ink blend the nice cranberry colour over the top. Now, I can be a little bit messy now and then when it comes to ink blending, so I'm just going to use a bit of paper along the edge here, just so I don't go over, because you can guarantee if I don't, I will go over the edges and ruin the card a little bit. So I'm just going to secure this into place as well, and then we're going to ink blend. So I have got a few bits pre-prepared, but I thought while I'm ink blending, I'll tell you all a little bit more about the 12 days of Christmas inspiration and giveaways here at Uniko, if it is your first year joining in. I've done it for a few years now, and I've done it various ways depending on how organised I am. And this year I'm not as organised as I was last year. I did it, I think I started at the end of the July release, and I did it over 12 weeks. So every Friday I released a new video with Christmas inspiration, because I did a Christmas in July release. But I wasn't that organised this year when it came to Christmas products, and I was later than I planned, but I still felt I needed some new projects. Anyway, so every day, so yesterday we started with the Linky Party. So the idea is to create a Christmas card. The focus is Uniko products. You can use other products with Uniko, as long as Uniko is the focus. Now, if you go on the Blogspot blog, there is a tab at the top that shows some free digital download products that I have designed for the magazines in the past. So if you don't own any physical Uniko products, if you're unable to obtain them for any reason, you can use them free digital products. So just download them, print and use on your product, on your card. You can link up to a maximum of 3 cards. Ideally, I would like them to be new, that I haven't seen them before. If you've shared them on social media, or maybe you've made your Christmas cards this year and you happen to take some photographs of them before you sent them. So you can enter 3 times and there is a chance to win 3 prizes. The prizes are gift certificates, gift codes to use in the Uniko store, either online or in person. You can bring them to a show next year if you're attending any shows that I am present at. And there is also a 4th prize up for grabs, which is also a gift certificate, but that is to a lucky comment. Now, there are various places you can comment. You can comment on this video. You can comment on the Blogspot blog, and you can comment on Instagram and Facebook as well, where I have shared this first card. You will see this, and you'll also see the 12 days of Christmas graphic. So any of them ones that I share over the next 12 days, be sure to comment if you see them on social media or the blogs, because I will be drawing some random lucky comment winners. The more places you comment, the more chance you have to win. So that was yesterday. We kicked off with the party. So today is day 2 and we need some joy. We definitely need joy. It's grey, it's miserable, and as you can already see, the kitties have come in all nice and wet and walked over my desk. He was so happy to come in. He wanted to headbutt me, and I had everything prepared on my desk. So I've done the first part, and then I'm just literally lining up these points of the sort of snowflake, trying to get it as even as I can so the design sort of follows, and just securing it in place again. And I will put this here as well, just so I don't go over. So yeah, we definitely need some Christmas joy. And then I missed that bit there, just because knowing me, I'll mess it up if I don't cover it up. So yeah, so today's day 2, and same again, comment here on the video. I will get to the prize at the end of the video, and you can comment across social media again to be in your chance of winning. It is literally today just commenting to be in the chance to win today's prize. Any of the prizes listed on that day, don't worry if you already own that product. An alternative prize will be offered if you do own the prize already. So don't feel that you can't join in if you already have the products used or the prize that is offered. This is sort of my way of giving you more inspiration, whether you use it exactly or you put your own spin on it, but also to give a little bit back. It's hard for me as a small business owner, so the prizes aren't quite as big as previous years, but where I can, I will try and offer something valuable to you during this festive season. And hopefully it's such a busy season, I know for sure. Myself, I feel like I'm meeting myself backwards at the minute, but it's also a time, just if you watch the video or have a look at the blog, it's a time for you, just to have for you, you know, make time for yourself and what you enjoy this festive season. I know us women can take on a huge amount over the festive period and forget to give ourselves time for what we enjoy. So I've used the Concord and 9th Cranberry to ink through the stencil. I love this stencil, and it's one that often gets overlooked in the shop, and I think it's one that you need to see. It's been out quite a long time now, but it's a fun one for sure. And there is my background, and it's looking lovely. So I went ahead before I came on as well, and I've cut a piece of vellum which will go over the top. I will show you how to secure the vellum without seeing that sort of the glue underneath. And let me just check the dimensions. It's 8 centimeters by 18.5, so it leaves a little bit of a border when it'll be secured. So I'm just going to move that out of the way, and then we're going to get to stamping our sentiment. So I'm using my Misty for the stamping because the words are quite solid, and I just want to make sure that they stamp nice, and I get a full stamp, if that makes sense. So I've got some Whisper White card. It's thin again, like the base, and I'm just going to secure it to inside my platform. I've got a couple of magnets as well, and then we're going to do some embossing again to make it nice and sparkly, bring some joy. So this is the anti-static pad. There's various ones on the market now. I've used these pads for years and never had a problem with them. So that just takes off any grease and stickiness to what could be on your card from handling it, picking it up. And we're literally just we're gonna do one sentiment at a time so we can place it and join it up. So we're going to start with the word joy. And for this, because I'm doing 2 words and there'll be a little bit of a gap in between, I'm using the VersaFine Oinks Blank ink because this one dries a little bit slower than the Nocturine and gives me a little bit more chance to put to stamp the second half of the sentiment and then put the embossing powder on, and it shouldn't dry out. So I'm just tapping it on. You never know, we might get a perfect impression first time. Now, I saw some ladies at the last Uniko workshop using one of these like puck type things to add pressure. Usually I use the cuff of my jumper, but I thought, why not? I'll invest, excuse me, in one of these fun little tools to help my wrists a little. So I've got a damp cloth and I'm just wiping off the black ink from that stamp just so I don't get it all over my fingers. Then I'm just going to turn this round so I get the full word, part of the word I should say, in the correct position. So what I'm doing here, I'm trying to line up, I might use my ruler a little bit, is line up the U and the L to be in line with the Y and the O, the bottom of the Y and the O. I apologise if my head is in the camera there, which it was slightly. So I'm just going to pick and slide, and then hopefully my full is in the correct position. Now there are probably other tools that you can get to do stuff like this, but hey ho, I manage with what I've got without trying to buy too much stuff, because one, it's storage for me, it's finding things, and I'll buy stuff and then I forget I have it and just use, you know, sort of the cheat way, or using what you have to get the result you want. So I'm just pressing over there, and again it should come out pretty good, which it has, so I'm pleased with that. So then we're going to add our embossing powder. So I have a favourite that I use at Christmas. It comes out every Christmas, and I'll be gutted when I run out, because it is beautiful. Excuse me. So I have my sentiment here. So this is, I don't know even if you can still get it. It's stamping stuff. It's by Stampendous, and it's Stardust transparent, and it just makes the most beautiful sparkle, and I think it looks absolutely gorgeous on black. And if you're doing silver, because it has sort of a silver glitter to it, say you're using silver pigment ink, it just enhances the silveriness of that word or whatever you're embossing. It's absolutely beautiful. So I'm just tapping off the excess into this little tiny tray. These are by, I believe, Judikins, and I got them from Stamp Addicts many years ago and use them all the time. So I keep a few little brushes. I usually have a thinner one, just to dust off any areas where the embossing powder might have stuck where you don't want it. And then I have my heat tool ready, and we're just going to heat it up and watch the magic happen. And hopefully you can see the embossing powder turn. Oh, it's quite hot. Just nice on a lovely cold day. It's quite mild considering we're in December. It's quite mild here. And we're going to fussy cut this word out. So what I do is I roughly cut out first. And then I go in and cut out a little closer to the edges. So I'm just deciding where to. Usually I cut out the eye separately. I think I might still do that. I will see when I get to the end. So I'm just leaving a slight white border. Now, one thing that I am currently working on behind the scenes. So, as you know, I say all the time, I would love to bring out more dies, Uniko designer dies. For me as a small business now, it's often a decision of, do I bring out X amount new stamps and stencils in a new release, or do I bring out maybe one set of dies? I get my dies made in America. Mainly the company that I use do cater for smaller businesses that only want smaller runs, which is lovely. But it's what stops me is it's the cost of import and what that adds on to the product. Now, as you know, I like to try and provide value for money. My dies have gone up in price over the last few years, the new ones that I have managed to release. So that's what stops me. But something I'm working on behind the scenes is to bring you some free digital cut files. So if you have a digital cutter like the Cricut or the what's the other one, the Silhouette, and I know there's the Scan and Cut as well. There's various ones on the market, and when I first started Uniko, I did offer quite a lot of digital downloads, and I had a few cut files as well before I then ventured out into dies. So what I'm working on currently is to put together some cut files that you can use to cut out your images, your Uniko stamped images. But as you know, it's me that does Uniko. I design the products, I do the videos here, I do blog posts, I design everything myself, I package, I do customer service. So I wear all the hats here at Uniko, and things take me a little bit longer than they would a larger business that maybe have a massive team or small team behind them. So yeah, that's one thing that I'm working on to bring you in 2025. If you do have digital cutters, to be able to cut out some of your images. And hopefully I will do some videos as well of how to use them. So as I'm slowly trying to get ahead of myself. But videos is often one thing that I procrastinate about a lot. I'm not great at them. I don't edit. That's a skill I still need to learn. Mainly it's a time issue as well. So you get me as you get me in these videos. So here I'm trying to move the card and keep the scissors just cutting down, and that helps keep a smoother cut line. Trying to keep the border the same thickness, but it's not always possible. It's always a little trickier as you get towards the end of cutting the word out. But we'll see if 2025 ends up being a fabulous year. I mean, 2024 has been reasonable. But yeah, it's hard as a small business. You probably have seen a lot of people to keep going at the moment, and with having to close to Europe shipping and Northern Ireland shortly because of these safety rules that Europe and Northern Ireland have brought in because they border Ireland. You know, that's a lot of less customers that I'll be able to reach. So yeah, it's tough times at the minute. I'm still exploring options and possibilities at the minute, but I will keep you informed if anything comes to light. So I'm gonna So that's the joyful cut out, and I'm just going around and cutting the dot of the eye, and then we'll get to assembling this card. So what we're going to do, just need a little bit of vellum first, because we're going to center the word on the vellum. I'm going to use foam tape, and then we will secure it to the card base that we stenciled. So obviously it took me a little while to cut, so feel free to speed up videos at any time. But another reason I think it's quite fun to watch me at speed is you can craft along with me. So if you have these products and think, oh yeah, I like the look of this card, craft along with me. It'd be so fun to know that you did that, because hopefully I go at a speed where you can do that. But obviously videos, you can fast forward, you can pause, there's all the options. So it gets a little bit tricky using these squares. They fit in most of the gaps, but then normally I don't use sticky with my paper scissors, because I'm cutting through paper at the top and paper below, it doesn't affect my scissors as much. And I just cut the squares in half. These are quite fiddly to get the backs off, but I guess I'm just used to it now. So maybe I should have had this bit pre-prepared, but hey ho, is what it is. So we ended up, it was the 1st of December yesterday, we ended up going to Newcastle, well, near Newcastle. It's in Gateshead, it's called the Metro Centre here, so it's like a shopping mall. Yes, we went after Black Friday. We left super early and it wasn't too bad. They have a big IKEA there, it's our closest IKEA, so I wanted to go to IKEA to get a few bits and pieces. And then the boys wanted to have a look around the gaming shops and the Lego shops and stuff. It was absolutely mobbed. It was busy. Everyone obviously had the same idea. And I was so exhausted when I got back. Because I had planned to do this video yesterday and be more organised. And I was just simply too exhausted to do anything. I still had the dinner to cook and prep for school today and things like that. So yeah, that is why I'm a bit late today with the video. But hopefully it's worth the wait. But we got some bits and pieces we needed, which was nice. I have lots of DIY to catch up on as well, so I'm hoping to make some progress in the office this morning, the studio office, whatever you like to call it. And then I'm going to finish getting Christmas up. We got the outdoor lights up yesterday. That is one job that I did do. And I got some of the decorating done around the fireplace, but the main tree isn't up yet. We're still decorating the hallway post, getting the porch done. It's taken a while to get the flooring just right, and we do it all ourselves. I do like DIY, but like cleaning, I start and then I bounce from what I see something else, and I start something instead of finishing that one thing that I'm doing right there and then. I bounce to the next thing as well. I'm terrible for it. So that's what's happened with the decorating a little bit. I've seen other things that needed doing while I was doing that particular job, and yeah, so it gets spread across the downstairs a little bit. But I'll get there. It'll be looking good for Christmas. But I'm conscious of time as well. December's always super busy. There's lots of events going on at the school to watch the boys in things. So yeah, I'm conscious. But there we go. It'll all be fun. They don't normally, when they started like the second half of primary school, they didn't really do anything at Christmas for the last they're in year 5, so the last 2 years they've not really done anything at Christmas. But this year they've decided to do a Christmas extravaganza. Not sure what it is entirely. It's a surprise. The boys won't tell us. So I'm just eyeballing it here, securing it down. So they won't tell us what it is, but the tickets go on sale today. So I'll be able to tell you when it's happened as to what it was. But they're super excited about Christmas, which I am getting better. I haven't been in the Christmas spirit much recently, but this is helping. So what we're going to do next is secure this to the card base, which we stenciled. So here I've secured it with the double-sided foam tape. I use 1mm thick tape so it's not super bulky. And then what I'm going to do, you could use wet glue, but I'm just using double-sided tape for ease, and I don't like the mess of wet glue, is I'm just going to stick some little strips behind the sentiment so it is hidden. And you can put as much or as little on as you want. And I'm just going to literally follow the words down a little bit. I'll do the F, the top of the F here. I mean, the vellum does hide the glue a little bit, but it just helps make it totally invisible. This was it was a fun trick that I saw someone else do many years ago, and I thought, oh, I'll remember that one, and I have. You can get glues and adhesives that dry clear, but this one just ensures that it's totally hidden. The best you can do. So you move your card, and then I'm just going to center it as best I can and just press down. Now we need a bit of an accent sentiment. I thought I'd got everything super organized, but I haven't. As always, there's something. So I stamped and cut. There are dies to match, but they're out of stock at the moment. I know some of you have got them. So we've got the holly leaves here, and I'm going to do in the opposing corners. And then I think we need joyful Christmas wishes. So that sentiment does appear, I believe, in Christmas sentiments, if I can find them. I know I've used them recently. So we have Christmas. We have warm wishes in there, but we don't want warm wishes. But I know that wishes does appear in everyday sentiments, and the sentiments are exactly the same in these. I should say the font is exactly the same in these sentiment sets, and they're sized so they will mix and match and work together. So that is what we will do. So before I stick the holly leaves on, I will just stamp this sentiment on a little strip, and then we'll trim it down and adhere it to the card, then adhere the holly leaves, and then we are done for today. So I apologise, this video is a little bit longer than I had planned, but hopefully you are enjoying it with listening to me prattling on about Christmas and life in general and all the things I have to do today. I should say thank you as well to everyone who placed an order over Black Friday. I know it is Cyber Monday today, but like I was saying, I can only offer so many bargains and offers. But thank you to everyone who took advantage of that. There are still a few things in the sale. These are retiring items. I need to make room for what's coming in 2025. So the January release, I don't normally do a release in January, but I have some fun products designed. And I did a feature, I've done a feature for a magazine that's coming out in January as well, with some brand new products. So I had to kind of do a release to go in with it, if that makes sense. I'm going to add a bit of sparkle to this as well. So yeah, the January release is all prepared. The design team, the brand ambassadors, products have arrived in places, and yeah, it's going to be a good one. I think you're going to really like it. I'm excited to show you. And the February release, which is our birthday release, Uniko turns 13 in February, is almost complete. And I have the date for the next stamping retreat in February, which is February the 8th. And I will be putting an early bird booking out at a slightly reduced price later this week. I will announce that across the blog, social media, and also the Uniko newsletter. So yeah, 2025 is gearing up to be super exciting. So I can't wait. So I'm just trimming that down. As you can see, no measuring, just eyeballing it. But hey ho. So I'm just going to add the Christmas wishes down here. Again, I'm going to use the foam tape wherever I've hidden it. And then I am going to actually add a bit of double-sided tape underneath, just so you can see that the edges here are starting to curl up a bit. And I don't want them curling up too much and hiding the wonderful details. So as you can see, you can make a card and you can plan the card all you like, and then there are still things that I forget, or you forget, or we forget when we're crafting, and it's a nice organic process. So yeah, I do apologise that this is longer than I'd planned. But yeah, it's all good fun, isn't it? If I'm prattling on too much, just fast forward me to the end and then you can see the finished card, and I will tell you about the prize as well. So I'm just sort of adding the holly. And then you can decide which version looks better. The original card, or this card as well. But I think I often go back to cards that I've made before if I've enjoyed the layout or the products I've used. I think what can I do that's slightly different but uses something the same. So I really like the result and the impact of the stencil behind the vellum on my original card. And I wanted to use it with the large joyful. So I've just extended the card out. So I often look back at things that I've made before and think, how can I do it again but slightly different? And I think this has worked well. And hopefully I'll put this out of the way so no more kitties can jump with wet muddy paws. Cheeky monkeys. Little attention seekers. I think he was so happy that I'd let him in. He wanted to jump up and bump heads with me. This is Jelly, he's a head bumper. And there we go. I will just add a little bit of adhesive just behind this sentiment. Just sort of secure it down just a little bit. And there we have the finished card. And somewhere over here is the original card. So this was the original one. And this is the new version. So which is your favourite? This one or this one? I like both. I think that both work really well. Makes a really nice little collection. So today the prize is, and as I said, if you already own it, it's absolutely fine. Still comment. An alternative prize will be offered, most likely in value, to the same value in gift certificate that you can spend at any time. But if you already own them, so these are the prizes, the Joy, Big and Bold Joy, and the Big and Bold Thanksful. So these are the two sets up for grabs today. And I think there are so many different options and things that you can do with these two sets. So simply leave a comment on this video. I'd be grateful if you could subscribe to the channel as well, the Uniko YouTube channel. You'll be notified of any future videos when they're uploaded. And comment across social media and the Uniko blogs. And thank you for joining me today. I hope this brings you some joy. See you all again tomorrow. Bye for now.